Welcome to Bettering Our Community. I am Susanne Bernier-Robinson. Today my guest is Will Stewart. He is the new president of the Greater Derry Londonderry Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, Suzanne.
Welcome, Will.
Thank you.
Let's start by talking about what a Chamber of Commerce is.
Sure, that's a good question. There are oftentimes a lot of misperceptions about what a chamber is and what a chamber isn't. In short, what a Chamber of Commerce is a voluntary business organization where businesses come together voluntarily, pay their dues as a means of getting to know one another, bettering the business community, and bettering their own individual businesses.
So what is the mission of the Greater Derry Londonderry Chamber?
It is to promote our member businesses first and foremost, and through that, the business climate of the entire region.
You've been a president for, I'm going to say 4 months. Has it been longer than that?
Right about Labor Day.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's been a few months. What ambitious goals have you set? Because I'm sure you've got a lot for this year.
We do. Our board of directors just this morning approved our 2015 strategic plan, which will take us through this year and hopefully a little bit beyond. And probably the biggest goal is to double our membership, which we'd like to do in the next 3 years. We're currently at about 300 plus members, and we'd like to get that above 600.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of businesses in southern New Hampshire, I feel, that have not been tapped into for chamber membership. A lot of small companies, and with the economy improving, and I think that's an achievable goal.
I think we're poised for growth. It'll be a challenge, no doubt, and it'll take some work. But we have a membership coordinator, a woman by the name of Courtney Kapitanakis. Your viewers may be seeing her knock on their door coming very soon. But I think between us and our volunteer board and all of our volunteer ambassadors and other committee members, it's certainly achievable.
Why don't you tell us the region that you cover? Because it's not just the Greater Derry and Londonderry. The Greater covers how many towns?
7 towns in all. Derry and Londonderry obviously are the biggest towns in the region, but we also cover the towns of Atkinson, Auburn, Chester, Hampstead, and Windham.
So as a member, what are some of the benefits that the Chamber offers?
First and foremost, I think it's visibility in the community. I think the phrase "out of sight, out of mind" has never been more true. In today's day and age, I think it's we have a multitude of avenues to reach people, from programs like this to the internet, certainly, and traditional advertising. But with all of these mediums or media, it's sometimes easy to get lost. And I think with one thing the Chamber provides is a visibility. A lot of times we get calls, emails, people walking in our door at 29 West Broadway here in Derry every day, wanting to know, where can I find a mechanic? Can you refer any pizza shops? I need to have something catered. And so a lot of people see chambers as kind of providing that credibility.
Right.
But it's really, that's what a lot of people think of, and that's a lot of what we do. But chambers do so much more. We really provide an opportunity for businesses to promote themselves to other business members in the community through things like our networking events, like our Business After Hours event, which is kind of our signature monthly program, to various lunchtime networking events and other programs throughout the year to really promote themselves, gain some visibility through things like advertising and sponsorship opportunities, as well as the opportunities just to meet other businesses and other business owners and business people throughout the region.
Right. And you mentioned the sponsorships, which is wonderful, because I did one of your Lunch and Learns, and Rigatoni's had sponsored the lunch there, which was delicious.
Yeah, one of my goals this year, I like to tell people, is that I want to be able to legitimately make the claim, and we're getting there pretty close, that if you attend every chamber event throughout the year, that you'll be able to make back your membership investment in the chamber through food alone.
Just through food.
That's right. Yeah.
Delicious food usually, yeah.
3 free lunches a month.
Yeah,
and,
that's great.
In addition to our evening Business After Hours, usually some food and a little alcohol there too. So.
And I noticed this morning, I got an email from you that you're having a ribbon cutting. So that, I guess, would be another benefit. Anniversary celebrations, events like that is really, I think, a good photo opportunity too for those businesses. So I would say that's another good benefit.
Absolutely, yeah. We provide the ribbon and the big red scissors, and you provide the party, and it's a good time.
I think one thing that I have noticed, because I've been involved in the chamber for probably over 20 years, is you have business workshops, seminars too, and to me that's a great benefit for a lot of these smaller businesses. Do you want to talk about some of those that you may have coming up?
Sure. We have one of our Lunch and Learns coming up later this month, next week actually. You'll be one on kind of retirement plans and savings. We have another one coming up next week in conjunction with the Greater Salem Chamber of Commerce, kind of a joint event looking at social media for businesses and helping businesses determine where can they get the best bang for their buck and what's most appropriate for their businesses.
Right. That's a lot of confusion, I think, for a lot of businesses with so much out there now as to which way to go.
Where you begin,
it's overwhelming for them, so that's a real valuable.
Right, and that's one of the things we try to provide to our members. Most of our business members are small businesses, and by that I mean 10 employees or less. So they don't often have the, a dedicated digital marketing strategist or even a director of marketing for that matter. Oftentimes it's the owner, trying to do things like marketing and advertising in addition to sales, in addition to balancing the books, in addition to making the deliveries of the product and delivering the service.
That's a lot.
So that's we try to give their bench a little bit of depth in the services that we provide. Not to say we don't have large members. We do have mainly a lot of the large businesses in town and across the region, but we're really geared toward those small businesses and really trying to give them the tools they need to succeed.
Right. Why don't you tell us where you're located?
Sure. Our office is right here in downtown Derry at 29 West Broadway in the Adams Memorial Building, directly below the Derry Opera House.
Do you find you get a lot of people off the street that are coming in? Is it becoming like a visitor center? I know, I feel like Southern New Hampshire is getting more and more visitors up to visit some of the sites and things that we have here. Do you feel that way?
It certainly does feel that way. I think you're right that we are seeing more people come through here, and a lot of people don't think of Southern New Hampshire in general and Derry and Londonderry in particular as being a kind of a tourist hotspot. Compared to the Lakes region, the Seacoast, the North Country. We don't have hordes of people driving up every weekend from Southern New England to take advantage. But while they are driving, say, to the lakes or to the mountains, they're often stopping here.
Right.
They might occasionally, you'll hear people just say they pulled in just for some gas or to find something to eat, and they'll swing by the chamber. Well, what else is there to do? I have some time, and I'd like to go check out this, that, or the other, and we're able to provide them all. The Frost Farm is over here, or Kelson Brewing is over here. Go by for a tour, and kind of has that spillover effect.
And your office is beautiful. You also have a lot of your membership brochures that are on display there too. In the hall, you've got all those lucite display racks that even if you're closed, members, if the building is open, they're able to come in. So to me, that's another great benefit for the members.
Sure, and we only promote chamber members too. That's we are, like I said, an independent members organization. So we don't promote non-members. We do promote the area as a whole, and work with the town governments to promote what's going on in the towns. We're not a function of any governmental entity. We are an independent nonprofit, and we do feel that when the region prospers, we all prosper. Everything's connected, and a rising tide lifts all boats. And we are getting ready to come out. Speaking of kind of the tourism angle, the Chamber's 2015 Visitors and Relocation Guide will be going to print later this month, and you'll soon be seeing those in the rest areas on 93, at Salem and Hooksett, at the airport and area hotels and other attractions to further serve and promote the region.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so each member is listed in that directory.
Correct.
Is that another benefit?
Exactly, serves as our printed business directory. Yeah, so every member gets a free listing.
Oh, that's nice that you're going to start having them in the rest areas. I think that's something new. I don't think they've been there in the past.
Right, to my knowledge, they have not.
You'll be reaching a much larger group of people.
Correct. And
Just those 7 towns that you may be delivering them to.
right, right. So our initial print run will be 10,000 copies. Very high quality magazine style publication.
So you offer a lot to the businesses. How about the community at large? What events do you have for maybe the residents of the towns?
Well, probably the biggest is the Derry Holiday Parade, which the Chamber has been kind of an organizer of for, I think, going back into the 80s.
Yes.
That's the most well-known actual event. All of our programs are open to the public. While we are a members organization, anybody can come to our events.
Okay.
Members will oftentimes get a discount, or say in the example of our business after hours or our lunchtime events, members will come for free. Non-members, say, will pay $10 or something like that. And our other big events, we have golf tournaments and annual dinners and things like that. The public is certainly welcome to come to all of those as well. Again, you get better rates if you're a member, of course.
Right.
But those are open to everyone. And like I said, part of our mission is to promote the region as a whole and to promote the businesses here. And I think the more that we do that, and the more successful we are as individual businesses, the more successful we are as a region. And the more successful we are as a region, I think benefits everyone, from property values to more jobs closer to home.
Right, right. Do you want to, you've given us your address, what about your email or phone number that you would like to make available for our viewers?
Sure. Our website is GDL, for Greater Derry, Londonderry, gdlchamber.org. And we can be reached on the phone at 432-8205. And you can reach us via email. Feel free to email me personally. Anyone's welcome to it. Will, at gdlchamber.org.
Great. So you are going to be starting a show of your own.
You've talked me into it.
You're going to be wonderful. So what is the name of the show?
I think we decided on Regional Roundtable.
Wonderful.
And we'll be looking at really issues that affect the region, as kind of looking from an economic development business standpoint. And our first show, which we'll be taping next week, will be focusing on the rail trail.
Oh, good.
And we'll have representatives from the different rail trail organizations from here in Derry, the Derry Rail Trail Alliance, as well as the group in Wyndham and Londonderry. And really, I think it's kind of a good metaphor of how that trail literally connects the region. And it ultimately goes down through Salem, through the Mass Line, and all the way up to Lebanon, to the Vermont border. But this section from Derry and Wyndham, for example, it's the largest or the longest section of paved rail trail in the state.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
okay.
Right about 8 miles. And there are little bits and pieces here and there, other pieces that are paved, and some are in better shape than others. But it really is an asset, to this region, and I look at it through the lens of economic development. That's kind of my kind of background. I mean, you see here in Derry the Grind Rail Trail Cafe open.
I was just going to say,
Right.
I mean, they purposely situated themselves there because of the rail trail and because of the people that are coming up into the region through that.
Right. Yeah, and you talk to. You talk to the ladies over there, Mel and Ann Carmel, yeah, and they'll tell you that people will drive up, from Massachusetts, some even from Connecticut and Rhode Island, they'll bring their bikes up just to ride on that trail, and then when they're done or midway through, they'll pop in there for a coffee or maybe rigatoni's for some pasta or Sabatino's or Dre or Cask and Vine or anywhere downtown,
Right.
And so that's economic development.
I don't think a lot of members of the town, residents, realize the value of having that trail and what it's bringing to downtown.
Right, and that's just as it is right now. But really the true value of any transportation network, which is kind of what it is too, in addition to its recreational purpose, but it's it gets more valuable the more connections it makes. So the better we can do at extending the rail trail up and really connecting with Londonderry, because there's still some portions just kind of north of Hood Park that need to be kind of status is kind of up in the air with the whole 4A question to see where it's going to go. But the more we can do to extend it and pave it south and north, the more attractive it's going to be, and I think the bigger of a catalyst it will be.
Good, good. I like the way the Chamber's thinking. It's encouraging.
I'll try to take a big picture approach, too, and kind of see how it's all connected, and it's not just selling more widgets.
Right. Yeah, there's got to be value to the membership. There's got to be value to what you're doing.
Right.
And I think that once you get that across, the passion that you have to see it succeed will start to grow, and you'll.
Correct. And again, it's one of these, a rising tide lifts all boats. We want everybody to win.
Is there anything we may have missed that you would like to talk about?
I think we've covered
everything.
Covered pretty well. Yeah, I'm just very excited, to be here and be working in Derry, and hope to be here for a good little while.
I'm sure you will. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, certainly. Thank you for having me.
I hope you've learned a lot about the Chamber of Commerce here in Derry that serves the 7 towns in our region. Once again, my name is Susanne Bernier-Robinson. Thank you for watching Derry Community Television.